What up, world? This is your trainer, Levi Godel, coming to you from the Flow Project's private training studios. I want to welcome you all to episode 1 of my podcast series. I'm going to be launching a series of videos with each one having a topic in relation to fitness, sports, life, and overall human progression, applicable for all ages and all abilities. So if it's you and you're listening, stay tuned. Now, first off, before I dive in, I want to give you a little brief background on who I am and my background on training. I've been a trainer and working with clients since 2005. I have my degree in 11 certifications in training, including my ACE, AAAI, ISMA. I'm older adult and special population certified, small group fitness trainer, sports nutrition consultant, pre and postpartum for all my mamas out there certified, holistic health consultant, stress reduction, relaxation, and meditation consultant, and much more. And then in that period over the last couple of decades, I've managed over 10 different gyms. Along with that, I created Donkey Hills Mountain Bike Park on my family's land. Back in June of 2012, the High Park fire came through, destroyed our entire land and our home and everything, and I created an all-levels mountain bike park. Also, over my lifetime, I've either participated in a high level or competed in everything from bodybuilding shows, rock climbing competitions, mountain bike racing, downhill, and cross country. Everything from posing for romance novels to skateboarding, rollerblading, mountaineering, dirt bikes, off-roading, 4x4, outdoors, adventure, exploration. It's my name. Now, what is this first episode about? Drum roll. It's all about energy. It's all about alignment, proper muscle activation, and positioning of our body. As a trainer, this is the most important thing for all of my clients to get as a foundation to their programs. If you don't have this, the rest of it doesn't matter to me. All right, where our energy goes, our life flows. Let's take, for example, a driver on the road. Just driving down the road. Now imagine this driver being pissed off. And now imagine Eeyore behind the wheel being like, oh, bother. And then just imagine somebody behind the wheel. We're all behind the wheel. We're all looking out at the same screen, but all of these represent different energies. Now, when it comes to exercise, our exercise should be designed to build us up, not to break us down. It depends on how we use it, though, right? Our program, whether it's designed by ourselves, another trainer, or whatnot, should be designed to be corrective in nature, fixing these misalignments, these imbalances in our life, whether it's mind or body, and it should be progressive in overload. What does that mean? It means that it doesn't just happen right away. So if there is no challenge, there's no change. But it happens over time. It's about consistency over time. It begins with our daily habits. It begins with our awareness, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. It doesn't happen overnight. Now the first step is seeing. Seeing is just changing alone, right? Just by seeing it, we're making a change. So with that said, I'm going to change into a prone exercise. What that means is just laying down, face up. Just observe, pay attention, then when we're done, I want you to try this, rewind, whatever. Okay, each one of these things I'm going to tell you to do, we're going to start at our heels and we're going to work our way up. We're going to put about 5% effort into it, right? I don't want you to be squeezing as hard as you can, just activation. Now, when I tell you to do one thing at your heel, keep that as we work our way up, because I want to be building all the way up, not letting one of those go. Okay, all this is to tell our body what proper alignment and proper positioning should be when we do our exercises. Okay, so we're going to lay down on the floor. Our legs are extended. Our hands are at our sides. Palms are faced up. Okay? Now, first off, our heels. What I want to do is called dorsiflexion. I don't want to point the toes. I want to flex them. You'll feel your antib, your anterior tibialis muscle, activate. Okay, from there, work your way to your knee. At your knee, I just want to lightly extend the thigh. You'll feel your quad activate, right? Don't lose the shin. Don't lose the knee. Now we're working our way to the pelvis. Now at the pelvis, we like to dump. We have an arch in the back. So our lower pelvic muscles here, like our kegels and like where our pubic bone is, I want to take that area and I want to tuck, taking some of the arch out of our back. Okay, we got to maintain this all the way down. Now we've made our way to our chest and shoulder blades. Simultaneously, I want to retract and depress our scapula. What that means is pull your shoulder blades into the floor and away from your ears simultaneously without losing the lower back. It's hard to do that, right? Pulling back and down without losing the lower back. Last spot, our chin. I want to take our chin, I want to lightly tuck it so the crown of our head is extended out. Now right now, all of our chakras are in alignment from head to heel. All of the energy is in proper alignment. You're like, holy cow, this is uncomfortable. Well, what you're feeling right now is everything that's tight and everything that's weak. So we need to be working on our exercise program to be fixing these, not to be making it worse. So now how do we apply this to our exercises? Let's take, for example, our push-up. Okay, we're going to have our push-up. We're in a nice, perfect plank position. Now our arms with our push-up should be at a 45 to our body. Okay, the rest of our body needs to be exactly like I just told you. The chin, the shoulder blades, the pelvis, the knees, the ankle, while the arms are doing the movement. If you lose part of that, your form is bad now. So back to the arms. Arms, I don't want at a 90. I don't want them at a 0. I want them at a 45. Now from here, do this with me. Pull your elbows as hard as you can into the floor. Squeeze your shoulder blades into the floor. Awesome. Now as we extend in our push-up, I want to keep the shoulder blades pinched into the floor. So the arms go out, but the shoulders don't come up. If you're doing this in rounding, now you're using your neck, your deltoids, your trap, and now you're pulling your spine out of alignment rather than fixing it, and you're not even using your pecs anymore. So shoulder blades are down and back as our arms are going up and down. As soon as this fails, we need to modify the exercise. If it's too easy, then we just make it a little bit more challenging until we feel the difficulty holding that positioning. Now moving on, our breath. How does our breath work? Traditionally, we always learn to breathe out on the exhale and in on breathe out on the exertion, like as we work hard, and then we breathe in as we relax and lower the weights. But that's changed in the last decade or so. Our goal now, focus on breathing in as your limbs come towards the center line of the body, and breathe out as your limbs go away from the center line of the body. For most of the exercises, it remains the same. So for our push-up, all those things are in alignment, and we're going to breathe out as we go away from the center line. We breathe in as we come towards the center line. Right? Like that. Let's transition to a row now, the opposite of a push-up. So for a row, our elbows are not at a 90, they're not at a 45, I want them at a 0. Now at 0 degrees, I want to pull your elbows tight to your body, and I want to squeeze them as hard as you can into the floor until you start to lift your back a little. Okay, with this, pull your elbows as far away from your ears as possible. This is the top of a row. Okay, this is as far as we want to go. When we're doing a bent over row with a dumbbell, a lot of times our elbow goes all the way to here. If it's going way behind our body, now we're impinging our neck and our shoulder and we're hurting ourselves. So we always want to stop when we're squeezed tight to the lat and no further than that. And then when we go out, this time I want the shoulder blade to go away. Right, so we want to get the stretch in the shoulder blade and then the activation as we squeeze. So it's important to get the release on this exercise. Now, how does the breathing work? The same as the push-up. As we go away from the body, we blow out. As we go towards the center line of the body, we breathe in. It's backwards from what you're used to. It gets a little confusing there. Now, the same thing applies to like our overhead movements. If we're pressing overhead, we've got to keep the body in alignment. No head forward, no hips sagging. Same thing if we're pulling down for a lat pull down, keeping the body in alignment. Same breath. Right? If we push away from the body with the weights. If we're pulling the weights towards us, we breathe in, right? It's the same movement even though the exertion is opposite right there. Okay, let's transition this to actually doing the exercises. Rolling over to a perfect push-up. Okay, I need to keep all those things in alignment from head to heel. We're right now. I want to keep our nipple line over our thumbs, elbows at a 45 to the body, shoulder blades are squeezed. We breathe in and we breathe out. You're like, oh my gosh, there's so many things to remember and I cannot keep that form. That's when we modify to our knees, keeping that same alignment. Now, if it's too easy, we always just make it a little bit harder, lifting one foot into the air or whatnot. Now, if we have something like a TRX or suspension style training at our gym, it makes it way easier to modify these exercises. A good starting place, for example, for our push-up, is at that 45-degree angle to the floor. So my body is making a 45. I'm not upright, I'm not laying down, about 45-degree angle. Feet are together, head is up, and we do that exact same push-up. Keeping the head from going forward, keeping the booty from going back or humping the air. We got to keep that good alignment to make it lighter. I just walk forward a little bit. To make it heavier, I move back a little bit. Okay, now with our row, same premise. Remember, not a 45, all the way in, 0 degrees. So we got our straps, same 45-degree angle for our body. So I'm leaning back right there, looking up, heads up, body straight. Breathe in towards the center line of the body. Breathe out away from the center line of the body. Bring the chest up to meet it rather than trying to bring your hands to your chest. Right, that little small alignment cue is going to help reconstruct you rather than break you down. All right, now moving on. In conclusion, our energy, it can be used to create and it can be used to destroy. Wherever our mind goes, our life flows. Our mind is like a muscle. Sometimes we just need to redirect it and give it what it needs to get us back on track. One of the best cues for that is what is real. Our mind gets so caught up in the earliers and all the laters and all the to-dos, all the while completely dissatisfied with what's right here and now, missing out on our real life. So when you're not there, where are you at? I'm right here, right now. Right, that little thing, right? Just redirecting that mind. All right, now, to wrap up this episode, I want to finish off with a little daily mantra I do for myself that helps realign me and get me on track, just get me in the right place. So whatever your higher power be, whether it be God, the universe, Holy Spirit of life, Mother Earth, thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to work with you, for these connections, for this growth and these challenges. I dedicate my life to using all the things I'm good at and bad at to helping others, whether it's overcoming challenges or unlocking their greater potential in life. I do this through movement training and self-awareness coaching. I pray if today were my last day, I may give back at least a fraction to life of what life has given me. In your name I pray, in your name I fight. Amen. So thank you for joining me today. A little quote to leave you on by one of my favorite performing artists known as The Analyst. He says, stop the wishing, stop the bitching, and start the mission. Right? Now stay tuned for my next episode. It's going to be all about the metabolism, aka the furnace, and getting that sucker burning hot for us. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, follow to spread the message if this has helped you out at all. Thank you guys for joining in. High fives, and we'll talk to you next time.